All right, let's see how this goes. So you guys, you know I have my YouTube channel, and you always see my hands and whatever I'm making, but I feel like you never really see my face a whole lot. So I thought I would try one of these knitting vlogs out. I think my daughter's gonna laugh at me that I just said the word vlog. And see how it goes. I feel like it might be fun to see like what goes on behind the scenes, what I'm working on, the real life struggles of a knitwear designer, because it can be frustrating at times and it can be very satisfying at times. But I've heard from a lot of you guys that you're interested in kind of seeing more behind the scenes. So I thought I'd just hop on here and kind of catch up with you guys, see where this goes, and just let you know what's going on. So I am using my new Canon camera. I got a lot of fun comments on my channel about my camera being out of focus, so and a lot of people frustrated. And I knew eventually I'd have to invest in more of a vlog camera, so I invested in this Canon camera. And so far so good. I like it. We'll see how it goes. It's doing this thing where it's like following my face and keeping it in focus. And then I have already filmed one tutorial with it, and I think I need to play around with the settings a little bit, but you'll have to let me know what you think. So yes, on that note, so I just finished filming. A lot of you guys have seen this sweater I knit with a zipper, with the high collar, with the folded over collar. You know me and my collars. And I loved it, but I didn't film it. I really was just feeling like there's times when I just want to knit and I don't want to be on a camera. So I designed the whole thing and didn't really film any of it. And it can be frustrating to film something when you're knitting it with really, when your gauge is really small. So when the needles are really small and the yarn is really thin, because it just takes forever. And you guys know a lot of my tutorials are done with thicker yarn, bigger needles, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so I went ahead and I refilmed it, and I modified the pattern for my trusty Lion Brand Respun Thick and Quick yarn. So I did a super bulky version of this. I still have to weave in ends and sew in the stinking zipper. I hate sewing in zippers. I actually filmed the whole thing, and then at the end I was like, I am not filming the zipper. I'm just telling you how to do it, and you can find another YouTube video to figure out how to do it. I don't know. I haven't decided if I'm going to go back and actually film how to sew in the zipper. It really isn't anything special. Like, you literally just pin it and hand sew it in. I would love to find a way to use a sewing machine to do it, but I think it would be too hard on really thick yarn. And I always do this I-cord edging, which creates an even thicker edge, but I just love how clean, see, I'm trying to get that in focus for you. I just love how clean that looks. So I will be hopefully sewing in the zipper tomorrow and writing this pattern up. I've had the hardest time getting myself to write patterns lately. It's just so fun knitting and designing, and it's really hard to get myself to sit down and write up the patterns, but I know you guys love it. Some of my tutorials don't have patterns. I just kind of talk you through how to make it. But anyway. Oh, I'm wearing this lovely, pretty sweater. I feel like this sweater, I think it's called, what is it, By the Waterside? Oh my gosh. What's the name of it? By the Waterside, I think. I have to look that up. Where's my phone? This sweater didn't get a lot of love on my YouTube channel, but I really like the fit. It's so easy to make and customize to your size, and you just, because you cast on and you do these raglan increases every row for the strap shoulder, and you can make it as wide as you want. And then you just separate the front and the back for the armhole. And I love that the arms are like kind of more fitted. They're not real bulky. I just love the juxtaposition of the wide body and the thin arms. But anyway, I'll link the sweater for you if you want to make it. It's really easy. This is the Find Me Water Slide sweater, just so you know. It's not listed on my website as Find Me Water Slide, but once you download the pattern, it says Find Me Water Slide on it. Anyway, what else? So this I hope to write up this week. I hope to get the zipper in. I hope to write up the pattern, at least for the super bulky weight version, and get that posted. And then I will write up the pattern for the version that I knit on 6mm needles. And I don't know. A lot of people ask me like where I get my design inspiration, and I basically just knit things that I want to wear. I get an idea for a sweater that I would love to buy. I'm like, oh, I've seen someone wear something like this, or I've seen this sweater online, and I just want to make it myself. I'm always just like, oh, I would love that kind of color and a cropped cardigan with like cool buttons. And so I just really sit down and I try to design stuff that I would actually wear, and stuff I like would buy in a store if I saw it. So that's really where everything comes from as far as design inspiration. Let me just drink a little of my green smoothie. Frozen bananas, frozen strawberries, spinach, flax, chia seed. Did I say spinach? Yeah. Spinach, peanut butter, and protein powder, and almond milk. I feel like I definitely need a major detox after our spring break trip. So yeah, so we just got back from spring break. We drove to Florida. We always drive. We always think it's a great idea at the beginning, and then on the way home, I'm like, why did we do this? But my husband loves to drive. He's really good at just kind of like plowing through. So we were down in Florida for a week. We were in an area called Watercolor. It was really nice. Like relaxing. It was nice not having an agenda, no schedule. I mean, some days I was like, okay, we need to figure out what we're doing today. But overall, it was just nice to hang out. We rode bikes. We played pickleball. We went to the beach. We swam pretty much every day. Went on walks. The kids, we backed up to like this open field so the kids could go out and play soccer and throw a football. So that was cool. And I brought one project with me. One. So I wanted to show you guys what my next project is that I'm working on. If you follow me on Instagram, you've probably seen me doing this. It's been a love-hate relationship. I mean, I feel like every design is a love-hate relationship. I feel like there's very few designs that I'm like, that have gone so well, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is it, totally. There have been a few of those. But I was hoping, I need to go get it. I was hoping to show you guys my design inspiration too for this. But first, I'll give you a little sneak peek here. So it's a dress, okay? I feel like kind of bold for trying to make a dress. And it's knit on 3.7mm needles with Lion Brand Trubu, which, you know me, I don't really knit on tiny needles and thin yarn, and this isn't even the thinnest yarn. But I'm really enjoying this. I love the way it looks, the silkiness of Trubu. It's so soft. I love the way it lays. I feel like the drape would be really pretty for a dress, but I've had to, uh-oh, did I lose something here? Looks like I lost, ooh, that's not good. I'll kind of show you where I am with this and the troubles I've had with it. So I knew I wanted kind of like a looser fitting tank on the top. I didn't quite know what I was going to do around the waist and what I was going to do for the bottom, but I was just like, okay, I'm just going to knit the tank. And I have yet to knit a tank that's not from the bottom up. I just like the way you can kind of like adjust the size at the top or the length, you know, how far the tank is coming down by just kind of playing around with the strap length. So I knit it from the bottom up and I just casted on. I didn't do a provisional cast on. I probably should have done a provisional cast on. I'll show you where I am here. Okay, so there it is. I've done the tank part. I've even done this I-cord edging on the interior, and I feel like I did the edging a little too tight. So I might need to redo this. I always do this kind of like I-cord edging on the inside. I might forego it and just do slip stitch like crochet just for the edging. Don't know yet. But I just realized that like I dropped 2 stitches here on the edging, and it's probably gonna unravel unless I figure out how to fix this like right now. I still have to do the armholes. I don't know. I feel like less might be more with this. So maybe the I-cord edging, I just don't really need it. But it does give it a really nice finish, don't you think? I don't know. I think I need to redo it and fix the tension on it. So this yarn, because it's like bamboo-like, it doesn't really stretch like wool does. So you just have to modify. When you pick up stitches for an I-cord edging, you have to be really careful because you don't want to, you have to get like the number of stitches you're picking up correctly. You have to get that correct, or else it's either like pulled in or like stretched out. And I'm just not liking the way it's laying. But anyway, so I knit it from the bottom up. I think if I write the pattern out or if I refilm this, I'm gonna knit it so that you do a provisional cast on for the back, and you decrease for the straps and you knit each straps individually, and then you increase for the front and then join in the round so you can knit it all down in one piece. I have yet to ever complete a garment like that, like a tank like that. So that would be a first for me, or I might just write it up. I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna do with this. I don't know if I'm gonna do my typical like free pattern, here's the full step-by-step tutorial, or this is like a little bit more advanced because of the drawstring. I'll show you that. I don't know yet. I don't know if I'm gonna like test this and get it tech edited and make it like a paid pattern. I don't know yet. I never know. It's always like figure it out as you go. I never have like a big plan. But anyway, so I'll show you what I did. So I did like I cast it on, and I did stockinette, and then I divided for the front and the back. I did armhole creases, and then the left front and the right front, bound off for the top of the strap, and then repeated the same thing for the back. So the back and the front are kind of the same. And then I was like, okay, I want like a drawstring waist. Like I love these dresses or jumpers, I'll show you kind of my inspiration here, that like are a little looser, and then they're either like elastic or some sort of drawstring around the waist so it comes in. And then the bottom, the bottom part, the skirt part of the dress kind of like, not necessarily flares out, but it certainly kind of increases a lot. So here, let me show you. So I picked up stitches. It's really hard to tell. So this is where I cast off, and then I picked up stitches, and then I knit I knit an inch. I knit an inch in like stockinette, and then I did a row of purl so that I could pick up those stitches at the bottom of the fold over. Okay. And then I knit another inch, and then I bound off. Okay. And then I picked up stitches along that purl row. And then I increased a stitch like every 10 stitches or so, just to give the bottom part, the skirt part, a little bit more width. So that's kind of where I am with this. I won't write the pattern like this. This is just kind of what happens if I design on the fly and I don't really know exactly how it's constructed as I go. I kind of fudge it. But it wouldn't be weird. Like sometimes I get so sensitive to the way I would write a pattern. Like so many people ask me, why do you knit a tank bottom up? Like, I don't know. That's just how I designed it. And so there's a part of me sometimes that gets so like careful about how I construct things, because I think there's like, a certain way it should be constructed, but who cares? This is how I did it. I picked up stitches along the bottom for the drawstring. I could have done a provisional cast on. It would prevent this from like looking like such a seam right here, but honestly I kind of like the look for the drawstring. So let me show you where the hole is. Let me make sure I'm not dropping the stitches here. This yarn is so slippery. And no, I don't have yarn stoppers. Like, I really need some. Why don't I have any? I just don't have yarn stoppers. This is like one of those basic things. Everybody thinks, like, because I have so many designs or whatever, that I have like all this cool gear. I really don't. I really don't have fancy stuff. Okay, let me show you where this like opening is for the drawstring to go through. It ended up a little loose on the back there, so I might need to go back and tighten that up. But basically, it's like a little hole. So I haven't decided if I'm going to do something fun, like use ribbon, or do like an I-cord. I'll probably do an I-cord just so everything is knit, but I am playing with the idea of like mixing in ribbon and other kinds of things into my designs. Like zippers. I like the way zippers look, even though I hate just saving them in. Anyway, so there's a little hole for the drawstring. So I'll do like an I-cord and then attach like a safety pin, and we pull that all the way through. So then I can tie it in the front. So that's in the front. Okay. So I have, see, I just dropped all these stitches. I have so much stockinette stitch to knit. I don't know how I'm going to get this all done. Like, I'm really intimidated by all this stockinette stitch I need to knit. But it is nice, like, having mindless stockinette to do, to be honest with you, because, you know, you just kind of sit and pass the time. You can listen to a podcast or watch TV, or if you're like me and you've got kids and you're driving around everywhere, you can just shove it in your purse and sit in the parking lot for 45 minutes while your kid's at a ice skating lesson or whatever, and do a few rows. But it's so much stockinette. It's a ton of stockinette. Let me go get the dresses and the jumper to show you kind of the inspiration behind this. Okay, so I wanted to show you some of my inspiration for my knit dress. Okay, so basically everything's black. I wear so much black, which is funny because I knit in a lot of bright colors a lot of times, but a lot of my clothes are black. Okay, so this is just like a basic knit dress, or a base, not knit. It's not knit. It's like a t-shirt dress, but it's got this elastic around the waist. So it kind of is like a looser fitting tee, and then it comes in at the waist with this elastic, and then it's not like crazy wide at the bottom, but it's very comfortable. So I like that look. This is more of a t-shirt on the top, not a tank. And then let's see. This dress, I've got a visitor. Oh, no one wants to be on camera. Okay, so this is actually a jumper. And the jumper, it's like kind of a tank on the top, and then it's got the drawstring around the waist. So again, it's very comfortable on the top, a little loose fitting, and then even though this is a jumper, watch out, I might do a jumper eventually. I do want to knit pants or like a matching set, but I'm a little intimidated by it because I feel like, first of all, it would take forever, and I've never knit pants before. So I'm a little intimidated by the whole process, but sets are like such a thing right now, and I would love to do these knit like wide leg pants with like a really cool tank. Maybe someday I'll do that. Anyway, so, I mean, this is nothing earth-shattering here, but again, like the drawstring with the cinched waist. And then here's like another dress. I know, this is pathetic, you guys. Everything's black. But like kind of a tank on the top. And then this like drawstring things on the side. All this stuff looks so ugly the way I'm showing you it. But it fits like really comfortably on. I'm all about like things fitting comfortably. So that's where I got a lot of my inspiration. Hold on, my kids are fighting. Okay, so wish me luck knitting all of this stockinette stitch this week. Because I feel like it's going to take me a really, really long time. Do you guys ever do math in your head? Like, okay, 7 rows is an inch. I need to knit like 20 inches. If I knit like 2 inches a day, it'll take me 10 days to knit it. Like, do you ever do that? Sometimes I try to set goals for myself for like when it's just like stockinette stitch, because it just can take so long. So anyway, there's my little life update, my little knitting update. Yeah, stay tuned for the knit dress. Stay tuned for the super bulky folded over collar zip cardigan jacket thing coming hopefully this week. And stay tuned for the same jacket knit on 6mm needles. And I just have so many other spring ideas in my head that I want to get started on. One of them is a set-in sleeved like t-shirt design. I've never designed a set-in sleeve before, and I'm super intimidated by it. But I really feel like I need to master that because I really loved the more tailored look sometimes, like on sweater jackets. And this yarn, I do have a lot of True Boot, and I love Kobu too. Kobu's kind of like a sister to True Boot, but it's not as like silky. But I would love to make like just kind of a basic spring summer tee with a set-in sleeve and like some sort of cute detail. I'm not sure yet. Anyway, I digress. I hope you like this little video update. Let me know if you want me to continue doing stuff like this, just to kind of take you behind the scenes. And I would love to take you more behind the scenes on my designs and like the process, instead of just showing you how to do everything. But anyway, talk to you later. Wish me luck.